noticed on my path, not just fitness but spiritual path. It's very spiritual also. I've noticed certain conversation I have with a certain group of people I usually hang around with is not they don't they don't get it. Like it'll be more on the spiritual side, and it never really resonate with them, and they can't really handle that. They're used to the surface level conversations. After a while, I got tired of surface level. It's very draining, and as you in this spiritual process of growing, like you want higher intellectual conversations. You don't want to be having a conversation about, you know, gossip and all this other crap and all this other distractions that the media feeds you 24/7. It's crazy. I'm gonna touch on the body game part, but that was about like everything. It's a tough journey, but it's worth it. It's very much worth it, and I feel like it's needed, especially like I said, the spiritual part of it. Like you just finding out who you are, and you feel some type of energy just start to take hold of your body and tell you things and say, hey, you know what? I really need you to look at yourself and read this self-reflection, because like at the end of the day, we came in this world, we're gonna leave by ourselves. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you, but at the same time, it's like, where's the purpose at? Like, what is our purpose? Some people just think it's just to work around 9 to 5, pay bills, and go out, take trips, and go to this restaurant and have sexual intercourse, and that's life. And have children, and that's just life. But I look at it beyond that, because that's what's a system that was basically fed to you by the Matrix. I just think that there's other power structures that could be set as far as like what taking place now. Because at this point, I feel like it's just extortion. And if you are a rich person or you feel like you're a wealthy person, that's fine. All the power to you, I respect you. But you're not doing anything as far as what an average person is doing. Like from a regular person that's probably working a 9 to 5, right? And they don't have, let's say they don't have no children, but they work and they save their money up. They buy their car they always wanted. They travel every now and then, compared to a rich person that could just do the same thing but more often, longer periods of time. But they're doing the same thing. The rich person will buy a nice car, but they'll just get multiple nice cars, where a regular guy will work hard to get that nice car that he just wants and be like, damn, look how hard I work for that. But that means more, that has more value because of the work they have to do just to get that vehicle they always wanted, opposed to somebody just getting a bunch of money and just basically hoarding. Like you're hoarding at this point. So what I'm really trying to say is the purpose of having money should be more powerful, just to consume and buy things. And it's like, that's not, I don't look at that as growth within the system. That's not growth. That's not power. Especially when you look at it like, as far as like the different groups of people. We're not going to talk directly at a certain race, but listen to what I got to say. With people that look like you and me, why are we like basically like looked at as the less fortunate race or group of people on the planet. I mean, what's up? Like, why? What is up with that? I find that very strange. Where I've seen documentaries on Netflix, and when they digging up all these, these pyramids, and they going inside these pyramids, and they taking these little relics and all these things. I'm seeing the relics and the people that they look like me and you. So y'all robbing these tombs and taking artifacts that belong to my ancestors, So I find that kind of strange, but and then you look at people look at us and say, oh, we're the poorest group of people on the planet, but we're also, guess what? We're the biggest consumers. So we get money. We get money, but our problem is now that we're not keeping the money within our group. We're dishing it out to other groups. So what does that do? That decreases our power. So now our power is lost because we're giving it away to other groups that don't support. You get it? Oh, okay. So pay attention. That's the reason why you look in a regular neighborhood, predominantly this group of people neighborhood, that we don't have any bodegas. We have restaurants, mainly restaurants, but we don't have the bodegas at the corner spots that's the closest to the house. You could go to the house and walk to the corner. We ain't got those. So our money is going to all those people. That's all it. And the groups of people that have those bodegas in y'all neighborhood. Their money's going back to where they came from. See, they understand the system. They understand the power structure, how it works. This is not rocket science. It's really not. And I feel like when people from my group stop looking at it as, because I don't know, it's like they pulled the wool over your eyes and made it seem like we got to compete with one another, and that shouldn't be the case, because we had certain leaders that just had power structures in certain different areas, but it takes a certain caliber of a man to lead certain cities, and all that is very powerful, because then you're going to need your own law enforcement system, and I think that's why the gangs was there at one point, but then that got interrupted when they started sending these undercover agents to disrupt them and corrupt those so-called gangs. But that's another conversation. But basically, to break it all down, the real men, I want to step up and say, you know what, no more violence in our neighborhoods. We're going to support each other. We're going to stand by each other. We're going to stop pouring our money into this economy. We're going to start keeping our money, putting it back into us, start building our machines to make money and keep up and build generational wealth. When you start thinking like that, it's like, Houston, we got a problem. But it's real. This is the type of real conversation we got to have right now in these times, to be honest. Because all we got is us. All we got is us. All we got is us. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. That's what they want you to forget. You are the power. You are the creator. You You are the creator. You are the power source. Without you, there can't be any of this. But you have to, as a whole, the men and the women of my group, you have to pull your power back. Pull your power back. That's your currency. Your power is your currency. You know, the other night I was laying in my bed and something came to mind, and they said, the Lord's frequency, highest frequency on the planet is love. And I thought about it, I said, wow. I had to really think about it. I said, you know what? It has to be. It has to be, because with love, you bring peace. That's peace. Love is peace. So you loving who you are as a person, loving yourself, that puts a whole another frequency around you of peace, right? But you still have to protect it, because some people, the ones that do not want peace, you're gonna have to separate amongst them. You know they're gonna try to infiltrate, but you're gonna have the proper discernment and these capabilities to see who they are and read them and see, okay, not today. I know who you are. I see you. I see you. The world is a crazy world we live in, but we can change it. And I feel like the people of this land, the Americans, the real Americans, you know, that energy is still here on the planet. What took place, you know, the things that happened with our ancestors and those other groups of people, the energy is still here. And a lot of people that fought, you know, for their families, that really like sacrificed themselves for their family, and really they was ready to give it all up just to survive. That energy still lives here. So those other groups of people that inflicted that type of mindset and that you know, that abuse onto my group of people, you're just gonna have to repent. You're gonna have to repent, and the best thing you could do is hope that my people forgive y'all and forgive y'all. Y'all are your ancestors, believe it or not. Y'all going along with the program that benefits you realistically. All I'm saying is everybody could just go back to but if we're not gonna come together and say, you know what, we have to acknowledge what we did to these groups of people as a whole. We have to acknowledge that. We have to be like, you know what, they deserve this. You know, we don't, because we robbed, we you know, we came in with force and we took what belonged to someone else, and it's not right. We took their whole identities away from them. We stripped them from pretty much everything. All I got to tell you is the truth. That's it, man. That's all I got to tell you is nothing but the truth. The message is just for law and order to be restored on the planet. That's what the message is really for. It's a lot of chaos and confusion that's taking place on the planet that will be no longer is going to be taking up space here. Because that alone serves no purpose. The planet itself can't grow with that type of chaotic frequencies and that's taking place. It need a cleanse. Planet needs to be cleansed. The people here, they need to be really sitting down and thinking about what's next. Realistically speaking, this government that's here, they're not helping us. They're not. They just wanted us to continue to play along with the system and just say, hey, we're happy with this. This is normal. When it's really not. When I came to this planet, I came as a free man. With original identity. Not to be a slave to your system.